Welcome back to another episode of Live with Dowe with yours truly, your boy Marcus Dowe. Happy Friday Eve, man. We've made it to the end of another work week. I'm truly excited that tomorrow is Friday, man. Get a little bit of time to decompress. But nevertheless, I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy to be here with my grammars and my bookers and everybody else that continuously comes and supports Live with Dowe. I'm truly excited to be here with you each and every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, sitting down with a new small business owner to talk shop about what it takes to be successful. I see my next guest is already in the room, man. I love promptness. I'll be with you right away. But right here Live with Dowe, what we are trying to create is a small business Rolodex where you, my followers, can go up and down my following list and find businesses that you can support or that you can indulge in. We are trying to create an avenue of networking of businesses that we can come and collectively just network together and just share ideas about what it takes to be successful. What I understand is that we all need some type of support system, some type of safety net that we can turn to where we can support one another, we can exchange ideas, we can share just different insights of what it takes, because being a small business owner myself, I do understand that sometimes we tap out. Sometimes our light goes a little dim. Sometimes we need a little bit of reinforcement. Sometimes we need a little support of people that go through the same things that we go through. So each and every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, I sit down with a new small business owner and we unplug all of those different traits of how to be successful. So I need two things for you. Everybody that's following right now, that's watching right now, and that's watching later, I need you to hit that notify me button. Go down there, hit the notify me button so that every time I go live, you'll get alerted with my next guest. Number two, I need you to go ahead and follow me. That way, when I share any type of stories, any type of posts about any of my guests, whether it's discounts, whether it's specials, whatever it may be, you are there to tap in and be one of the first ones. Not only do I support small businesses, but I also support other platforms, other people of podcasts, people who support nonprofits, and people who have a life story to tell. So each and every week is something different, but go and tell your friends, go and tell your colleagues to tap in, because you never know what's going to be here on Live with Dowe. So tonight you're in for a special treat. My next guest here is someone who just started their own podcast within this year. And I tell you, you're in for a treat to sit down and talk to my next guest and see what it is that we talk about. So I see they're on the line. We're going to tap in and see who we have. So give me 1 second. Let's make this happen. Yo, Coach, what's happening, brother? How's everything, man? Hope everything is working out well. You're doing well. I see my guy is there. Hold on, I'm trying to get you on. Let's make sure everything is working right. We trying to connect here. Shout out to everybody that's on, man. Everybody that supports, everybody that comes on and continues rocks out with me each and every week. I see that you're there, bro. I'm trying to accept you. All right, make sure that you are allowed to join. Everything is working out right here, and go from there. Yo, New, what's happening, good brother? Hey, man, I got to get you on the line too, man. I was inspired by your story, man, that I seen on Facebook a couple weeks ago, so I definitely got to get you on. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to introduce to some and present to others my man, Mr. John Evans of Bay Dreaming Podcast. My brother, welcome.
What's going on, my man? I appreciate you having me on tonight. Thank you very much. I don't want to
Absolutely.
be
What's happening?
disrespectful because I'm not a business owner. So,
No, 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 definitely. No, it definitely hasn't had to be about businesses. But like I said, we support other platforms. I'm a podcast, you a podcast. You know what I'm saying? We're going to support one another and rock out like that. So, my brother, welcome to Live with Dowe. I'm glad that you're here tonight, and we're going to sit down and chop it up.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, how's everything doing, man? Before we get started, tell everybody who you are, a little bit about yourself before we tap into the interview.
Well, I'm John Evans. I'm, from South Jersey. Relationship podcast, Bay Dreaming. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and basically, our podcast is about relationships and sex, relationships. The things that it takes to keep relationship going. So we have a good time doing that, and we're live every Tuesday at 8.
All right, so you kind of dabbled into some of the questions that I was going to get into, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll double back into that. But like I said, I appreciate you being here. and we support one another. You
I
know,
appreciate you
podcast
having me on.
there. Yeah, absolutely. For those that don't know, I was also a special guest on his podcast. You know, I was there first, and we rocked out together, man. It was some very good conversation, and it was a pleasure being there. And now he's returning the favor, and he's here with me tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joining me, if you're just sitting down, if you're watching this later, I'm telling you, got Mr. John Evans. You're in for a treat with Bay Dreaming Podcast. So, my brother, tell me, how did it all get started, man? Where did the idea come from? Did it pop in your head? Was it somebody else's idea? How did it come about?
Uh, whew. Um, well, the beautiful thing about where we live at and where we're from, South Jersey, is there's a lot of podcasts. You know, you got the Get 'em Girls, you got the Drunk Unks, you know, you got Not Up for Debate, you've had Shop Talk, Boombox Life. You know, it's been a whole lot of podcasts. So I've always, you know, had a love for it, wanted to do it, but, you know, didn't know what I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through a breakup, and it hurt me. It hurt me bad. And I had just discussed this with a couple buddies, actually with the cast. And it hit me to the point where I got home and I didn't do anything but laid on the couch and pulled the cover over me. And I have a theory that I do with myself when I'm upset. I give myself 7 days. After that 7th day, you got to get up. You got to, you know, you got to keep pushing. You got to move. You got to live. And I moved for those 7 days. And after that 7th day, you know, I knew that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about relationships. I wanted to talk about, you know, why something so simple and so beautiful as a relationship, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, whatever it is, why is something that's supposed to be so simple, so difficult at times? And, you know, why do we react the way we react? You know, what can we do to make these things better? I say all the time that we oftentimes recognize things when we romanticize about it, you know, when we look back on it, you know, and, you know, it just, I started off, I got lost in the question. I started off with a podcast called Relationships 101. And I took a break from that, and I came up with Bay Dreaming. And I always knew Saquon Gillette, and I was doing it out of Philly. And he talked me into coming into Jersey and working with Wayne Matt. Shout out to Lucky Shot Picks. He was very instrumental in, you know, getting us where we are now, because we rocked out with him and his platform, and you know, that brought in viewers and everything. So, you know, shout out to him. I'll, you know, forever be, you know, grateful.
Respect, dude, man. Respect, dude. So we're into this. So you came out of Philly, now you brought it into Jersey. You tapped in with Lucky Shots after the relation failure. Now you're all in the whirlwind. You're here. Where we go from here?
Then it just slowly snowballed into what we have today, because at first it was me and Quaddy, and we was talking about relationships, but we needed that female perspective. So then Danita came in, and then Karem came in, and he came in one day just to hang out, you know, see what we was doing, and he loved it, and he rocked out with us. And now we have Dowe, new addition to the squad. So it just snowballed and took a life of its own, and that's what we're at now.
That's what's up. So we'll touch a little bit more into that. Bay Dreaming Podcast. Where did the name originate from? How did you come about Bay Dreaming? Give me a little insight there.
You know what? I was just thinking. When I wanted to come back in the podcast, and I didn't want to use the same title, Relationships 101. I wanted something new. I wanted something fresh. And I'm just jotting down names on paper. And for some reason, you know, Bay Dreaming, just not daydreaming, but Bay Dreaming, just, you know, clicked into my head. And I was like, wow, it's catchy. I like that. And I just rocked with it. So
what you talk about, you already gave a shout out to your co-hosts and the people in the background. Shout out to everybody there that I was privileged to work with as well. That's getting, you know, Bay Dreaming where it is today. Shout out to all of you. So, you know, being able to go through that experience in your relationship and starting this podcast, Was that something that you wish you had to, maybe to look at, to hear from a different perspective, maybe hear from a man, hear from a woman prior to your relationship, falling apart?
Definitely, definitely. It would have been nice, you know. That playbook is always helpful
Mhm.
when you're in. I always say when you're in a rut in a relationship, I call it game six. So when you're in game six, it's always helpful to have that playbook. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it definitely would have been helpful. Definitely would have been
That-
helpful.
That's what's up. We got a question already on here. Is this on Apple?
No, no, no. We're live on Instagram every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and we just started doing Facebook Live, but you can definitely catch us on Instagram every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
So we'll tap into that, and we'll share the literature and everything that you need to know to be able to find this podcast as we move through the show. So your content, your topics about the conversations about the live. How do they derive? How do they come up? Is this like a question and answer period, or how do you work with what we're going to talk about for the night or the evening?
You know what? Throughout the week, I do my research, and I some things I think about. A lot of things people DM me. If you don't mind, could you talk about this, or what do you think of this, and past experiences and things of that. So everything that I gather up throughout the week, I sit down on Sunday and play a little music and light a candle, and I'm just jotting this down. I'm in the zone. I'm creating Tuesday nights content.
That's what's up, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody that's just tapping in right now, that's watching now, and that's going to be watching later. I'm here with John Evans, man, host of Bay Dreaming Podcast, man, a relationship podcast that can be found on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. So if you want to just come in and you want to hear some questions and answers about a relationship that you're going through, whether you're married, whether you're engaged, whether you're dating, whether you're thinking about dating, I'm telling you, it comes across this table, man. And during these lives, you can comment. My brother, he does recognize you that when you comment, he does ask the questions and so on and so forth. So if you're looking for a little bit of 20th century dating advice through technology, this is the place to be, man. So while I'm at it, John, go ahead and tell them where they can find you at, where they can locate you, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of that.
Okay, you can find we do short videos and snippets on TikTok. So if you want to see a small taste of what the podcast is about, you can go on that. And we're on TikTok on Bay Dreaming Podcast. You can, if you have any type of scenario, question, anything you're curious about or would like discussed on the show, you can find me at John Evans on Instagram or Bay Dreaming Podcast on Instagram. And once again on Facebook as John Evans, and Bay Dreaming Podcast on Facebook also.
See, a lot of times, as business owners, as podcasters, or whatever you want to call it, sometimes we think that we can do everything ourselves. You know what I mean? We try to tackle everything ourselves. It's all about I, and sometimes it fails.
Mhm.
But not with this right here. You have a supporting cast behind you. You have a new co-host that's with you, and you have some people behind the scenes.
Right.
Just very quickly, just go ahead. I know you already shouted them out, but just touch on them of your co-host. Is it a difference of opinion that makes it drive? Is it, how does the conversation work there?
It's always a difference of opinion, but and that's cool too,
Mhm.
because it would be, I don't think it would work if we all agreed on everything,
Right.
especially all the time. So yeah, we all have our own opinions, and I think that's what makes it different. There's different aspects of it because my co-host and everyone else. I'm almost 50. They're a little younger than me, so our thought process is different. The way we
Definitely different.
move is different.
Mhm.
Things, how we go about things are different. So that helps out also. And we have Dowe, we have Karim, we have Saquon, we have Danita coming back. So there's a lot of different opinions, and that's what really makes it dope to me. It's just a lot of different feedback.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we air at what time? 8. So we're on at 8, right? They come on at 8. How long does it last? If I missed a half hour, am I still in time? How does it work?
Oh yeah, it's a 90-minute podcast. We're on from 8 to 9:30. Yeah.
To 9:30, and I must say this is this this podcast is not for kids. You are not to be on here as a child coming on trying to indulge in these conversations. It can get a little dicey
Yes.
after a certain time period, and it gets pretty intense. So make sure if you are involved in this podcast, make sure you are somewhere settled
And
away.
good Lord, put the kids to bed. Don't watch it in front of them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Please don't have them nowhere around you, because I'm telling you, it gets real. Trust me, I've been there, I've been on it, and I've also watched it. So I know for a fact. But it's a good listen, it's a good watch. You're able to add input, you can take away from it, all of those things. So guest. Like sometimes y'all host special guests. How does that work? I mean, are you always open for guests?
Oh yeah.
Is it every other
We're
week?
always open for guests. All you got to do is DM us, and let us know you want to come through. Let us know you want to pull up, and we welcome just about anybody to come through.
So have you ever thought about split screening? So we're screening right now, but say there's a guest that isn't even close to South Jersey, but would like to, guest appearance on there.
I think that would
You up for split screen?
I don't have a problem in the world with that. I think that would be awesome. Yeah.
That's what's up. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to guest appearance right here on Bay Dreaming Podcast, you want to have your input on there, go ahead and holler at my man, John Evans. Once again, John, tell them where they can find you, any emails, any Facebooks, where they can tap in.
You can find me on Facebook at John Evans, and you can find the podcast on Facebook at Bay Dreaming Podcast. You can find me also on Instagram as John Evans, and you can find the podcast on Instagram as Bay Dreaming Podcast. And like I said, if you just want a small snippet or wonder what we talk about, go on TikTok, and we're on there also as Bay Dreaming Podcast. And we have, little short, stories where, we take a question or a topic and we post it up there so you can see what we're about.
And they also can come anonymous. So if they want to ask you a question that they want you to address, during your live, you have done that without mentioning any names too, correct?
Yeah. And people send in stories. We actually had an amazing story where the person did not want their name, and we read the story and we kept them anonymous, and we gave them that they wanted a response whether or not they should stay in a relationship, and we gave them the best answers that we thought we could.
So this is grown folk talk right here. Tell me a little bit about 9 o'clock on in. Doesn't the conversation kind of switch a little bit? Doesn't the knots go up a little bit?
Yeah, we're about to bring that back too. Matter of fact, this Tuesday, the next show. From 9 to 9:30, we call that the After Dark portion of the show. And that's where we talk about just sex and sex-related questions and topics. So that's the part you definitely don't want to have the kids around.
We are putting the parental advisory across the screen right now. So do not say we did not tell you.
Parental discretion is advised. Yeah, at 9 o'clock, it definitely is.
I can dig it, my man. So talk to me about the future goals, man. Where do you see this vision? Where are you trying to take this podcast, man, in the future?
I mean, it'd be nice if we could be on Revolt or something like that, but you never know. You never know. All it takes is that one viewer, and you never know. So I would like to see this go, I'd like to see this go as far as it could. If we were to get on a major platform, I would love it where, we could get somewhere where we could bring others along with us, because like I said, South Jersey has a ton, of great podcasts. We got the Drunk Unks, we got the Get 'Em Girls. I mean, I don't leave anybody out. We got a Not Up for Debate. There's a lot of good podcasts, and it would be nice because you see it all the time in the city. Someone comes on, especially in New York, someone comes on and they bring their whole crew. And it would be nice if we was able to do that and then bring, another podcast and another podcast, and another podcast, just to show everybody, what South Jersey has and how great South Jersey is. So,
and that's exactly what Live with Them Dowe is about. The sole base is about small businesses, but we're trying to tap into everything. We're trying to tap into every market and support one another. So that way, collectively we can exchange information, we can exchange ideas and highlight one another and give those shout outs to all those other businesses out there, all those other podcasts out there, because we come from a close knit area where we rock out with each other. So,
Yes.
you know, supporting one another and making sure that everybody eats, it's enough out there for everybody. So
Yep.
kudos to all of you, man. Kudos to all your co-hosts and everything that you're doing there. I appreciate you doing this. I enjoyed being there with you, and to the moon and back, man. I hope everything just works out for
Thank
you.
you.
Couple more
Appreciate that.
questions. Yeah, absolutely. Couple more questions before I let you
Take your
go.
time.
And one of the main ones is talk to me about May 4th. Something's happening on May 4th. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes. May 4th is our second live event. We'll be doing that at Savannah's Italian Restaurant that's located in Pennsville, New Jersey. It's going down May 4th, that's Saturday, 7 to 10 p.m. If you watch the podcast, it's your chance to come check us out live. It's amazing food. We asked for everyone to try to get something off the menu because that's how the restaurant makes its money back. It's BYOB, so you can come in, you know, bring whatever you want to drink, lay back, have a good time. We got DJ Trick Dawson on the ones and twos. He's going to be playing some great music on top of that. We'll be raffling off gift baskets. So you definitely, you know, don't want to be outside of the bubble on this. You want to, you know, if you want a great time, you don't have anything scheduled or, you know, planned, just show up, pull up. I guarantee you will have a awesome time. And you get to watch us, you get to interact with the podcast, comment, ask whatever questions you want. You know, it's really going to be a great time.
And you know, it's also like I said, I also attended the live podcast,
And
and
we
it's also
appreciate it.
a networking, yeah, networking social. You know what I mean? Being there with other podcasters is there, being there with other business owners there. That's your opportunity to go and network and meet other people. You know, I had people come to me just saying that they were interested in certain things. This is how we connected
Right.
to,
Exactly.
to you know to come on your actual show, and now that you're here with me. So if you're looking for a great night, I actually took my wife. Me and my wife went and we sat in the corner and we laughed and we joked about the conversations. You know, we took different things back. So if you're in the area, if you're in South Jersey, if you're over across the Commodore Barry Bridge over in Philadelphia, you're within 45 minutes
Right.
of driving anywhere that's in that area, man, come on out to Pennsville, New Jersey, to Sylvana's. Like he says, to bring your own bottle. Just ask that you get something to eat and come back and just sit out and enjoy the
Have a great
vibes, man.
time. Tell a friend and tell a friend.
That's it. That's it. You know, put those posts up there, share those posts. Like I said, go and hit my follow button right now. You're live with him Dow each and every Thursday night, sitting down talking with a new guest, whether it's a small business owner, whether it's a podcaster, whether it's someone who supports a nonprofit, or is someone that has a life story to tell. This is the platform to be.
Yes,
Come and
it is.
spotlight yourself, come highlight yourself, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go and follow. I'm here with John Evans, man, the Bay Dreaming Podcast, the Relationship Podcast, the Love Guru, the Love Doctor. We ain't self-proclaiming, but this is what it is. So if you're looking for that good advice, man, go and hit that follow button. John, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah. Once again, the podcast is every Tuesday. It's on Instagram, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock sharp, or 8 to 9:30 every Tuesday night. You can find us on Facebook Live and Instagram. So yeah, if you're looking for something special, you know, a podcast that's about relationships that, you know, we're very interactive. You know, you can leave comments, you know, if it's nothing but a laughing emoji or a real question that you have, you know, it's very interactive. We answer all comments, we answer all questions. So, you know, we're where you want to be Tuesday nights at 8.
My God, man, I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for your presence on this platform,
Thank you.
man.
I appreciate it.
Um, yeah, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, go up there and hit that follow button, man. Follow Bay Dreaming Podcast. Hit
Please.
that notify me button so that every time they go live, you can just tap in. Nobody said you got to stay the whole hour and a half. Tap in, hear a few conversations, be there, support. You may find something that benefits you and your relationship. My brother, last word to you before I let you go. Any reason why they should be tuning in on Tuesday nights?
It's entertaining. It is entertaining. Uh, it might help you. You know, I find it therapeutic for me to talk about relationships, to help people, to, you know, make someone laugh off of it. You never know what a person is going through. You never know who might need help. You never know how, you know, this certain topic might touch them, and it might wind up, you know, making their day. You know, somewhat people struggle in relationships every day. You know, that's no news flash, is nothing, you know, unheard of, you know. And oftentimes people want that outlet to either be heard or have someone to talk to. So that's why I think that's what makes our podcast special. So, and not to mention, I can't think of, there isn't any other relationship podcast in the area. So, you know, we're on the cutting edge there. So
Listen, if anything, if you just need a laugh,
that's it.
just tune in.
That's
You
it.
know, if you just need a laugh,
That's it. Sometimes that's all you need.
that's it. My brother, I appreciate you.
Thank
John Evans
I
of Bay
appreciate
Dreaming
you for
Podcast.
having me on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, John Evans of Bay Dreaming Podcast. You're not doing anything May 4th down in Savannah's, down in Pennsville. Go
Pull
get your
up.
bottle, go get your bottle of wine, pull up, have a good time, and just sit back and hear some relation talk. My brother, I wish you nothing but success moving
You too.
forward. Shout out to all your co-hosts and everybody behind the scenes that's making everything work to the moon and back with your success, brother. You be well, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're live with M. Dowe each and every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. If you are a small business owner, if you have a life story, if you support a nonprofit, or you have your own podcast, and you want to sit down and across from me and let's talk shop, let's spotlight you, let's make it happen. Live with M. Dowe each and every Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Love, peace, and happiness. Good night.